I am really excited to share today's video with you because who doesn't love storage? I have two storage projects. One of them might work for you, maybe neither, but maybe they'll inspire some rethinking about your own vehicle. The first one was inspired by Humble Road. If you're not a subscriber of his, you need to be, because he's smart, he's clever, he's funny. You'll learn a lot from his videos. He did a two-part series on this, and so I'm not going to show you how I made it. I might give one or two tips, but I will link his video below so you can go and subscribe to him and see his video. So now we're going to turn around.
I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes.
This is the shelf that Humble Road put up in his Pleasureway van. So if you have space above your cab, you can do this. I think there are some camper vans that already come with a shelf above here, so this won't help you. But it costs less than $50. As George pointed out, you can buy a shelf already made on Amazon for $500, which John wanted to buy that, and I said, no, let's jump down to Home Depot and buy the parts and do it ourselves. It only cost $50, and it was a fairly easy project. You need a hacksaw and some wire cutters, some bolt cutters, and a few star bits that you may not have in your collection. So everything was pretty easy to cut up and kind of figure out the sizing. Just follow George's instructions and you can do it. It doesn't require any kind of drilling into the van, which is awesome. And the only thing that he did, well, the one thing that he did that I did not do was spray paint the L brackets. He uses two 4-inch L brackets, one on each side in this position, and then two 2-inch L brackets in the forward position. My neighbor suggested that we might want to Plastidip the L bracket. If you decide to do that, then make sure you don't Plastidip beyond this point here, where it would be a little bit too hard to get it inserted behind this panel. So that's the one tip. And then I did use some what do they call these? John, what do they call these?
Strap.
Oh,
ties.
Zip ties.
Zip ties.
Zip ties.
Yeah.
I did use a couple of zip ties to make sure that it didn't move forward or backward. And we're just going to leave it open like this. He weaved some fabric through it, but we're just going to leave it open, see how it works. And we're going to be trying it out in a week or so when we go out to Lake Havasu. This opened up all of the back end, which was filled with our bedding mostly. And so we have our sleeping pads and our pillows, and I have the blackout screen for the sliding door, the blackout screen for the front cab, and still some extra room where we can stuff jackets and things like that. It's especially nice at nighttime to not have to pull, you have all these, you're taking off your clothes and you've got stuff lying around. It's really nice now to have some place to stash a lot of that stuff and not have it just looking like I don't know, what did it look like? It looks terrible in here at nighttime. Everything's everywhere. So this project then opened up so much space in the back. I was able to move the Instant Pot from below the sink to the back cupboard. And then that got me thinking about the possibility of storage for our computers, and a little bit more organization down there, moving some of the things from the drawers into the cabinet below. And so let me show you what I did down there. A while ago, I was thinking about this, the spot underneath the drawers, thinking, well, maybe that's empty and I could somehow just remove the drawer and have more storage under there. But I kind of took a peek in there and it looked like there was just too much plumbing and stuff. So instead, pull this out. I've been trying to figure out where we could store our laptops, not regularly, but if we go on a long hike or leave the van for a full day, then we'd like to be able to stow our stuff someplace where we don't think it'll be somebody would break in and steal it necessarily. And this is where the Instant Pot was. So the cabinet would go all the way down to the ground, which made it kind of difficult to get all our pots and pans out. You have to lift them up over this lip here. So I got to thinking, if I created like a false bottom, then I would be able to put our computers and iPads and things like that underneath here. So what I did was I got some Masonite, what is that, 1/4 inch, and some quarter round molding. The only thing I did wrong was I should have cut this 1/4 round molding just a smidge shorter, and I'm probably going to take these out and recut them, and I'll show you why in a minute. So the first thing I did was I made a cardboard template to figure out, because there are pipes in here. We got pipes and hose, and we got this, whatever that is. Don't know what that is. What is that? Oh, that's the back of the fire extinguisher. So I had to figure out how to cut around that. I made the template out of cardboard, and then I was able to cut out the Masonite and slip it in like this. I put 5 little pieces of 1/4 round in there, and they're only adhered with some Scotch double-sided tape, the mounting tape. You can use Scotch, or Gorilla makes one, and that's the only thing that's holding that to the cabinet, but it's pretty darn strong. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Now the reason I should have done it just a little bit shallower is I'm just grazing the top of this door right here, and so it's pushing this thing backwards, and what I want it pulled all the way to the front position so you don't see that gap. So when I go like this, you can kind of see. That's what I want right there. So I need to lower this down. It's just this corner one that's too high. And then I don't think most people would think that that's anything other than a shelf. And so that then opened up additional space. Having the Instant Pot gone, I then can store the tea kettle. And then I was also able to move some of the other stuff around. Anyway, I can readjust that later. But I want to show you the other 2 little shelves I put in here. The only thing that wouldn't fit in here was the Ridge Monkey. So I moved the Ridge Monkey to a better location, which is more convenient, which is in here. So now I have the Ridge Monkey here, and that'll be a lot easier to pull it out when we use it. We use that pretty often. And then I also was able to put the plate for the tea kettle in here as well. And then I moved some of the other stuff around. I also moved some things out of here because I created 2 little shelves in the back. Thanks. I created 2 little shelves. So I had taken this panel out a long time ago, the panel that separates and hides this plumbing here. And I put a shelf right here that goes back, and then a shelf up here, and I can put some lightweight stuff here. And the only thing that's holding this up, again, is the 1/4 round molding that's held on with that mounting tape. And I really don't think it's going anywhere. So that then allowed me to move some of the stuff in the drawers over here and give me more space in the drawers. So I am really pleased with this situation that we have more storage. Now I can put more food in here and other items. So here's where we used to store our bedding. And the only thing we have up here now is the duvet cover with the comforter in it. And I could probably fit that up there, but it's a bit on the heavy side, so we're going to keep really lightweight stuff only over the cab. And then, of course, here's the Instant Pot, and we now have a ton more space to store all kinds of gear that we're going to need in Alaska, warmer clothing and all that sort of stuff. So we're really feeling like we're in hog heaven. Now, the only thing I would recommend to you people who are getting rigs, you don't have one yet and you're going to get one, I would say don't do this project right away. you need to learn how to live within your size first. So figure out how you're living within your 20-foot rig, and then 6 months, a year later, then kind of think about how you can use your space more efficiently. Because if you just create the space, it's just like adding another garage opening to your house. You're just going to fill it with junk. So I would hold off on a lot of these projects until you've lived in your van and seen how you use it and what you really need. So I hope that's helped a few of you. Next week I have several other projects that I'm really excited about as well. Things that we finally got installed that I've been putting off, and we'll test out on our next trip out to Lake Havasu and let you know how those go. So thank you so much for watching.
Beautiful stars, I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me.